Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about Vainglory Update 4.3 Hero and Item Balance changes. It's not a very big update, it's quite small. So let's get into it, see what actually changed in the meta right now. Black Claw and Ghostwing starting to do a little more damage. It does the fire breath more often. The cooldown was reduced to 5, and it also starts doing more armor and shield piercing, so it will hurt a lot more if you try to take it, especially if you're alone against it and you're taking all the damage yourself. It will be a lot harder to take it, but very strong 1v1 carries with a lot of sustain will still be able to take it, like, I don't know, Kensei, Krul, Grumpjob will still be able to take it single-handedly. In terms of heroes, Baron got a little bit of a nerf, his range got diminished a little bit, and apparently they fixed the Iron Cannon bonus attack range that was overly excessive, and now it's more aligned with what it was supposed to be. Just minor tweak to Baron. I think he's gonna still be doing the same amount of damage as he was before. Blackfeather got his barrier duration updated again on point. This was nerfed a few updates back, and now they are increasing it again. They keep changing Blackfeather back and forth. Don't really know why, but well, small quality of life improvement to Blackfeather, gonna make him more annoying. Gwen got her range nerfed a little bit, which I think it's good. Gwen is one of the best bottom heroes, in my humble opinion, right now. So she was needing a little bit of a nerf. She had way too big a range for the damage that she did. Her skedaddle cooldown was, well, reduced reduced early on, but increased at the late game. I think it makes sense. I think it's okay, because on the late game, if she uses skedaddle a lot, she can use it to reposition herself on team fights a lot and avoid those stuns and stuff like that. So I think it's good that it was increased just slightly. And on the early game it was decreased. So on the first level you have it available more quickly to avoid getting early ganks. Idris Shout Step, also very small difference. Early game, you can do Shroud Step more often. I think it's okay. It doesn't really change much of the meta. Kinetic, she got a small range decrease, which I think it's good. Kinetic was very oppressive and hard to deal with because of her range. Plasma Driver cost changed. Now the late game will cost a lot more. It's aligned with the rest of the meta changes that have been happening on the last couple of patches. Inertial dash in power duration is lower. I think that's good. You need to make sure you use it wisely, and having that high window of possibility was a bit powering on her. Bonus damage is also slightly reduced. This might have been a bit overkill. I think the damage that inertial dash was doing was decent. Slow duration is also lower, so pretty decent nerf to inertial dash. I don't think that was the main problem with Kinetic. Main problem with her being overpowering, but this will help to get her back down a little bit. So maybe we will see some other heroes step up on the bot lane. Because mostly Gwen and Kinetic for me are the top two bottom heroes right now. So I think both of these changes on both these heroes make sense to level out the playing field on the bot lane and open up for some other weapon carries there. Koshka, I'm talking about tier 10, of course, competitive gameplay, not middle tiers or whatever. I mean, middle tiers you can play Saul, whatever you want. That's going to be oppressive enough as well. Koshka Blood Rush was reduced her duration by 1 second. I guess this is good. I mean, on 3 versus 3, I mostly play Koshka a lot because she just has such a strong snowball potential. On 5 versus 5, Koshka is not an A pick. It's not the main go-to pick for the jungle. There are so many good alternatives on the jungle on 5 versus 5 that I don't really pick her that often. But then again, I always play top. I don't play jungle, so I'm not an expert in the best jungle picks. But yeah, Koshka was definitely very easy to snowball, and this will align her or make her not as easy to get away from her jungle invades. So I think this is a small nerf to her that makes a little bit of sense. Krul gets an update on the Spectral Smite. But I guess this is okay. Krul has been one of the heroes with the worst win rate. Although it's quite hard to know exactly which heroes has the worst win rate right now, because since the API is down for a couple of months now, we don't really have statistics to go by. So we're really in the dark. But the last time that the Vainglory API was up, Krul was down, and he didn't get any significant buffs since then. So I assume that he's still pretty down there. Magnus also got a little bit of a nerf. I think that's good. People were still either playing Magnus very oppressively or banning him on the 5 versus 5. So I think this will open up some more possibilities for the mid mage options. Ringo Twirling Silver is going to get the cooldown down. So they increased it, and now they are decreasing it. So they're just reverting some of the Ringo nerfs that they did. I think this is good, because Ringo was definitely too much nerfed on the previous update. So this reverts a little bit. So I think this will bring Ringo back to what Ringo is supposed to be. When you use your B, you're supposed to be fast and be able to use the B more often. Silvernail, just very small twerks, a little bit of a buff overall. Well, the last stake is not is worse, but the slow is not worse. It's better. It's 1 second. 1 cycle smaller, so it's a small buff to Silvernail. Makes the people who know how to play it even more oppressive, and the people who don't know how to play it, they won't really notice the difference. So I don't know. I guess it's okay. I guess it's not that much of a big deal. You have to be very smart to play against very well skilled Silvernail, anyways. So this will just make sure that you need 2 people to ensure the gank on Silvernail. Taka gets a small, well, not that small actually, it's pretty decent. Nice movement bonus, move speed on his Kaku. That's pretty good, especially early game. On the late game, it's going to be the same, but on the early game, it's improved. So I think that's really good. Taka was still, he's mostly compared against Anka. And Anka was definitely in taking advantage. A lot of people have been playing more Taka now since he got buffed, but he still wasn't good enough. He wouldn't guarantee the wins and the ganks. So this might help him do a bit better. Varya got a little bit of a nerf. Her range is down, comparing to other carries who also got her range nerf. So I guess that's okay. The arc recursion got a higher cooldown. Okay. The barrier duration is less. I don't think I can agree with the barrier duration being down this much, though. The cooldown, I think it's acceptable. Because you're not supposed to use arc recursion a lot, just maybe once, twice on a team fight. If the team fight extends a lot more, and it uses so much energy that you can't really afford to use it that often anyways. But the barrier duration being this, like, it's almost cut in half. So it feels like a lot of the heroes that were having barriers have been reducing them more and more, and now you're reaching a point where almost no hero has a barrier, or the barrier is like very small, which on a 5 versus 5 scenario doesn't really matter much. They gank you 3 people versus 1, and your barrier doesn't really count. It doesn't matter if it's very small or very big. The barrier was mostly useful when you were 1-on-1 to have that little bit of an advantage. And if you cut it, then that advantage goes to nothing. So I'm not sure I agree or I completely agree with this, but, well, I assume they know what they're doing. Vox range extended? Why is Vox's range being extended while everyone else's is being cut? This doesn't make sense, especially because they nerfed Vox, then they are buffing him again, and now they're buffing him again. So why did you nerf Vox to begin with? He was decent as he was. You completely gutted him. People started playing Gwen and Ringo because Vox was crap now. And now you're increasing the range again. Now Vox is going to be overpowering, especially on Crystal. This is even going to improve the quality of life of Vox because he has more range. He can be more safe when he does those resonance bounces. So well, this is one of the main things that I don't agree with on this update. I mean, it's very small difference. You probably won't notice it very much, but if you compare, for example, the Vox against Baron, the Baron should be able to trump Vox, or traditionally he would be able to trump Vox unless he has like a very big minion wave that Vox can use to stack up resonance bounces with. And now Vox has a very similar range to Baron. 5.7 against 5.8, even has higher range than Baron now. So, which is ridiculous. I mean, Vox is supposed to be a short range attack carry. Well, this is just weird. Very short update. You see, there are not many other hero changes, which is weird. A lot of heroes were needing a twerk. Rhyme, Petal, a lot of heroes that haven't really been played. Even Saw is pretty much a potato on competitive level. I understand that these changes have to affect all the tiers of gameplay, but I just don't understand where SEMC is taking their small changes to. Like, what's the main driving thought behind this? Because if they're aiming for competitive play, this is not reaching it, and if they're aiming for casual play, they're not reaching it either, because they're not tweaking the talents, which is the main backbone of the casual gameplay. If you play a quick match, you're not going to play 5 versus 5 a match. You're going to play something that is, you know, the blitz. You're going to play the blitz, and with the blitz you have talents. You have to play with the talents, and you're not tweaking the talents. You're doing small changes to the heroes. So it's not going to affect the blitz matches, which is the main core of the casual plays, and it's not going to. This is not going to help much to change the current meta of the competitive play on the top tiers either. I guess maybe it's just small quality of life changes for this update, and it's like just a small update, and eventually they will try to change things up. I think they said in an interview that they were happy where the meta was right now. So I guess this reflects that they don't really want to do that many changes, and yeah. So yeah, that's it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys liked. This is probably gonna be my last Vainglory video. I'm retiring from Vainglory, not because I hate the game or anything like that. I still like the game. I still would like to play it, but I've been investing so much of my free time into the game, and I'm gonna be a daddy in a few months' time. I need to prepare for that, so I'm like doing a spring cleanup on things that are sucking up too much free time from me, and Vainglory unfortunately is one of them. I spend like 1-2 hours every day playing Vainglory, and I don't have a competitive team to play with, and that was one of the few reasons that I was still interested in Vainglory, was to play competitive, and the whole esports scene in Vainglory seems to be pretty much dead. The Vainglory API was also one of the things that I was playing around with, developing stuff for, and it's been dead for like 2 months now. So I can't really do anything with that either. So in that aspect, the game seems to be a bit dead. I'm sure the game will keep going forward, but I think the main focus of SEMC right now is getting casual plays and getting money out of those things. And I don't really like playing Vainglory for casual gameplay. I like to play competitive. It's just the kind of player I am. I'm a competitive player. And also the community was very toxic on solo queue. I've been complaining about that since years now. It's always been like you make one small mistake and everyone is insulting you, and I don't really like those kind of people. You can give, you can criticize someone with constructive feedback, and you can explain to someone why they should have done an Atlas Pauldrum, and the points that you think why someone should have done an Atlas Pauldrum, instead of calling them a retard with 0 IQ and not explain in any way whatsoever why they should have built the way you built. You don't engage in a discussion where you learn from each other. You just end up insulting each other and considering that that person is stupid and you are very smart. And it's just, it's for teenagers, I guess that's fun, but I'm not a teenager anymore, so it doesn't really give me any fun. It's just annoying and frustrating, and I just end up muting a lot of people and ignoring a lot of kids that are just, being retards on the internet, because that's what you do. They weren't taught better by their parents to be respectful of other people. So yeah, I'm retiring from Vainglory right now, so it's probably the last video of Vainglory that I'm gonna do. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. Hope you guys still follow me on my social media and stuff like that. So see you next time. Bye bye everyone. Take care.